Capital News tonight. 636 kilos of illegal drugs have been seized in a police operation in Zanzibar. Residents of Wazo have been reminded to pay for their land to avoid demolition in Wazo Ward, Kinondoni Municipal. And in sports, Simba returns to winning ways after defeating Dodoma Jiji in a Premier League game. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Vanessa Victor. Let's start things off with the national news. A special police operation called Operation Nyangumi, which combats the illegal drugs trade that was launched in Zanzibar last month, has seized 636 kilos of illegal drugs and 326 suspects.
Heroin zenye uzito wa kilo 16 na gramu 142.
Heroin weighing 16 kilograms and 142 grams, 18 kilograms of cat, and 602 kilograms and 422 grams of cannabis. In total, 636.564 kilograms of drugs is in our custody. But we have also been able to arrest 326 suspects involved in this crime.
Tukiona kuna haja, kwa sababu tumeangalia
the wave of drugs in the coastal area is big. Importation of drugs in Zanzibar is mostly done from Mtwara and Tanga. That is why we saw the need of putting more efforts in this zone.
Zile route ambazo tunaona kwamba madawa ya kulevya yanaweza kuingia nchini kwetu.
The Regional Commissioner of Dar es Salaam, Amos Makala, has directed residents of Chasimba, Chachuri and Chatembo areas in Wazo, Kinondoni Municipal to start paying for their areas, as has been directed by the government when it intervened and held talks with Wazo Hill Cement Factory, which is the rightful owner of the land according to the appeals court, so as to avoid having their houses demolished.
Hamna namna yoyote nzuri ya wewe kuwa salama.
I assure you that there is no best way of ensuring safety if you will not cooperate. You should pay per the ruling, and for those who do not want to do that, as the government, we are not going to be responsible. DC, please go and recognize all the residents, and secondly, land middlemen must be removed completely. They are the ones who have brought us here. Our land has been invaded. The invaders have constructed kiosks and put a container. We don't have a road to our home. Whenever we complain, we are the ones taken to the police. TANROADS have done feasibility studies already that would be sent to TANROAD Fund.
Umeshakwenda kwa mtendaji mkuu wa TANROAD na mtendaji mkuu wa TANROAD ataipeleka mfuko wa barabara wa Road Fund.
Tanzania today joined other countries in the world in commemorating International Day of the Elderly at Mtegeta Chazungwa School Grounds in Mpwapwa District, Dodoma region, with the government stating that it will ensure that elders are not left behind and are supported in use of technology for their development and that of the country.
We shall continue taking different measures to improve lives of the elderly, including provision of good services, which is a priority of the sixth-phase government led by President Samia Suluhu Hassan, by ensuring they get free health services. Our culture in Tanzania is to support our nuclear families. It is the responsibility of every family to take care of the elders. Time should come for the law to be implemented so that the culprits should be taken to court. Some children are living good life in towns, leaving their parents suffering without any help in villages.
Hana maji, yani ni shida, anaugua.
And Arusha Resident Magistrate Court has adjourned the ruling of the robbery case against former High District Commissioner Lingai Olesabaya and 2 co-accused, which was to be delivered today by Principal Resident Magistrate Odira Amworo in case 105 of 2021 to October 15th of this year, as the ruling has not been completed. The 3 accused face 3 charges of armed robbery, whereby in the first charge on February 9th, 2021 at Bondeni Street, they are alleged to have stolen over 2 million shillings belonging to entrepreneur Mohammed Saad, and they will await the ruling on October 15th of this year. And the Office of the Registrar of Political Parties has continued with efforts to find a solution to the discord between political parties and the police force in the country. Today in Dodoma, after completion of the political parties' leaders' council meeting, the chair of the council, Juma Khatib, said that the council has taken into consideration the views of all stakeholders, as well as invited ministers involved with the political field in the country, confirming that so far 5 ministers have confirmed participation as efforts to invite top leaders of the country continue.
Leo nasisitiza kwamba taasisi yoyote, mtu yoyote,
I am emphasizing that any institution or individual who want to train political parties must adhere to Section 5A of Political Parties Act of reporting to Registrar of Political Parties 1 month before the trainings. We have heard that some political parties have been doing that without our consent. Doing so is contrary to Political Parties Act, and there is punishment for that.
Kwamba kufanya hivyo ni ukiukaji wa sheria ya vyama vya siasa.
And some students of Jimbo Primary School in Mafia District, which had only 1 classroom, will no longer experience the challenge after the government began construction of new classrooms at the school.
Kwa kweli shule hii tulikuwa na darasa moja tu.
This school had only 1 classroom, forcing many students to study under the tree. Although we made a temporary wooden classroom, at least to reduce the problem. However, through the GEP4R project, we managed to get 4 classrooms.
Kama unavyoona mwandishi, tunaona watoto wako kwenye miti wale. Wananchi si kutokana na hali ya uchumi ilivyokuwa.
Following a global disaster of the pandemic that has shaken economies, the government needs to help us.
Wa kijiji cha Jimbo kata ya Kirongwe.
And Njombe Urban MP Deo Monica has urged the leadership of Vanilla Village to provide more education to Tanzanians on vanilla farming, which has been seen to hold significant value in the global market.
What I've seen in a short space of time has made me eager to come another day and learn more about vanilla. I see a lot of people who have invested are not from Njombe. It is probable that people from Njombe have not yet gained understanding about the crop.
Ambapo mradi huu unafanyika katika kijiji cha Idunda.
When we heard from Honorable Member of Parliament that he wanted to come and learn, I joined him and I was able to learn too. There is a need for me to learn more.
Kampuni ya Vanilla International Limited ambayo sasa imeweza.
Vanilla International Limited, which is now known worldwide, is a company which has received a lot of visitors, both from inside and outside the country. The type of investment here is positive and risk-free.
Tumechukulia kama ni jambo kubwa, lakini pia ni baraka kubwa.
The Nigerian ambassador to Tanzania, Dr. Hamisu Takalmawa, has said that his country's government will continue to help the education sector for primary school students by providing them with studying and teacher tools and teachers as part of a plan to help increase pass rates in primary school students.
So we are here to give you some reading materials just to strengthen our relationship between you and Nigeria. You know, Nigeria High Commission is very close here. So not to take much of your time, we have these water bottles and biscuits for you to help you read very well.
Kwanza kabisa kwa sababu wamekuja maana yake tumeona.
From today onwards, they have built good relations with us. Since we deal with academic issues, we shall continue to consult them.
Kwanza napenda kuchukua nafasi hii kuwapongeza ubalozi wa Nigeria.
I congratulate the Nigerian embassy for celebrating the Independence Day with us by visiting council schools like Oyster Bay and Bangoyo primary schools and gifts that they have shared.
And that is all for the national news. International news is next.
All the trends that matter to you.
What's making the headlines and what's behind them?
We're on the streets to give you in-depth reports and insights.
DW News Africa.
And now in international news. A fire at a hospital in Romania has killed at least 9 people, according to local authorities, marking the 3rd deadly incident at the healthcare facilities in the country in less than a year. Here is more on the report.
Firefighters extinguished the blaze at the hospital in the southern port city of Constanta shortly before 11 a.m. local time on Friday, having brought in additional teams from nearby counties. The cause of fire is not yet known. Interim Health Minister Seke Attila said 113 patients were in the hospital at the time of the fire, including 10 in the intensive care unit.
2 police officers are in critical condition in hospital after they were shot at by attackers at Olmoran area in Laikipia County in Kenya, which has been affected by frequent attacks by bandits. More than 10 people have been killed in such attacks in the past 2 months.
Kabla tujatoka tukifika tu tukiwa kiwanja nini ya shule ya Tumaini. Kabla tupige kona kidogo, kumbe maadui walikuwa hapo ndani wametuwekea nini ambush hapo ndani ya mahindi. Sasa hapo ndo walitupigia. Katupiga basi nyingine sasa katusanyia chini. Sasa hata mimi nimejaribu kupiga kuwarudishia risasi nikiwa nimelaliwa na yule mwenzangu. Sasa nikapiga tukijifuruta tu kwa chini tu. Tukijifuruta tayari nimeumia, yule ameumia. Kapiga sasa ndio tukasikia wamenyamazia yao. Sasa tukajifuruta tukafika mahali tukaingia.
Iran's military has launched a large military drill near the country's border with Azerbaijan in a show of force amid tensions with its neighboring country, partly linked to the latter's close ties with Israel. Here's more.
The army also said it was testing a locally manufactured long-range drone and other achievements for the first time. This comes after Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps deployed equipment and troops near the border area last month, shortly after Azerbaijan, Turkey and Pakistan conducted a military drill in Baku. Iran has openly said it is concerned about Azerbaijan's close military ties with its arch for Israel, whose provision of high-tech assault drones and other equipment to the Azeri army is thought to have helped tip the balance in its favor during its 44-day war with Armenian forces last year.
And that's all for the international news. Business News is next.
Tune in to Business Edition and meet business leaders and experts who keep you informed on business and economic developments taking place in the country, such as tourism, construction, energy, transport, mining, agriculture, communication, banking, real estate, and more. Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m. only on Capital Television.
In business news, more than 700 entrepreneurs in 38 government and private institutions participated in the 3rd National Small and Medium Entrepreneurs Exhibition that was held in Kasulu District, Kigoma region, where various technologies were showcased.
Kutokana na mwitikio mkubwa wa wananchi na wadau katika kuwekeza katika zao la mchikichi.
From the big response from the people and stakeholders in investing in palm oil tree farming and sunflower, there is a need for SIDO to evaluate the next 10 years, whereby for Kigoma region there will be a greater demand from small industries. SIDO will continue to make sure that industries receive technology, but also to offer advice on the right technology and offer finance, as well as work with financial institutions. SIDO washiriki mbili, we offer training on packaging, how to produce the right products, but also in marketing and what neighboring countries expect.
Pale pia tunawahudumia katika elimu ya vitu mbalimbali.
The technology used to produce our sanitizer is superior, and the product is doing well in the market. We've also been giving donations to hospitals and schools in fighting COVID-19.
Tanzania vinakava pia Afrika Mashariki na bidhaa ambayo itakuwa imethibitishwa na TBS.
The Executive Secretary of the National Economic Empowerment Council, Meg Issa, has said that after the government made changes to the small traders identification cards, they can now join financial institutions and use the cards to access loans.
The changes are positive because IDs issued are meant to help tradesmen and women either to get credit or to grow the business. So by having a name and photograph on the ID is very important, but also to be linked to other government systems.
Mwanza Region Commissioner Engineer Robert Gabriel has assured entrepreneurs who want to invest in the region that the business environment was conducive and that corruption malpractices were being dealt with.
Rushwa katika mkoa huu ni marufuku. Naipinga rushwa kwa 100%. Mfanyabiashara asinyanyaswe.
Bribery in this region is prohibited. Any tradesman being mistreated or given a hard time, my office is ready to offer support. If there is something you want to do and you're given a hard time, please come to my office and let us sort this out. I want to urge businessmen and women that Mwanza is a good place to do business.
Na kwa hapa Mwanza tutapunguza usumbufu kwa watu na wahudumia. Sio lazima waje Dar es Salaam tena kushughulikia mizigo yao.
It is no longer required for one to go to Dar es Salaam to make a follow-up on his cargo. This will aid revenue collection and impact national income, building Tanzania. The objective to open in Mwanza is significant, and there are businessmen already who have been supporting us, and as a result, we decided to begin with Mwanza.
Lazima na Mwanza tuje. Na sisi tumeona Mheshimiwa Mkuu wa Mkoa tuanze na mkoa wa Mwanza kutokana na namna ambavyo wafanyabiashara wa Mwanza wanapunga mkono.
That's all for business news. Sports news is next.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters.
Now in sports. The mainland Premier League defending champions Simba Sports Club have returned to winning ways with a 1-0 win against Dodoma Jiji at the Jamhuri Stadium in Dodoma. The only goal of the game came in the 70th minute when Medi Kagere finished a headed pass from Chris Mugalu to give Simba their first goal this season. And Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola says his rivalry with Liverpool counterpart Jurgen Klopp has made him a better manager. Here's more.
League leaders Liverpool and the teams meet at Anfield on Sunday. The only time City missed out on the title in the past 4 years is when the Reds won it in 2019-2020. The Spaniard, who took over at City in the summer of 2016, also faced Klopp, who became Reds' boss in October 2015, when he was in Bayern Munich and the German was in charge of Borussia Dortmund. Liverpool were beaten 4-1 at Anfield in the league in February when the two teams last met, and Klopp knows his side will have to be at their best against City.
Manchester United forward Marcus Rashford took part in full training on Friday for the first time since having shoulder surgery.
The 23-year-old England international has not played since coming on as a substitute in July's Euro 2020 final. He had been troubled by the shoulder problem for months and had an operation at the start of August. Speaking at a news conference before Saturday's Premier League match against Everton at Old Trafford, Solskjaer criticized the scheduling of matches. United bet Villarreal in the Champions League on Wednesday night, but will play again less than 72 hours later, while Manchester City and Liverpool, who both played in Europe on Tuesday, meet in the league on Sunday.
Roberto Martinez remains in charge of the Belgium national team for now, but he admits that you never know what tomorrow will bring, as he continues to be linked with a high-profile post at Barcelona.
The role is currently filled by Ronald Koeman, but the under-fire Dutchman is considered to be on borrowed time as serious questions are asked of his future at Camp Nou. Martinez is among the front-runners to inherit the reins, and the Catalan native is ruling nothing out when it comes to a possible return to his roots being made. Barca are not expected to make a change in their dugout until after the October international break, with Koeman set to remain at the home for a crunch clash with defending Spanish champions Atletico Madrid on Saturday.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. On behalf of everyone who worked to bring you this bulletin, thank you for watching and have a good night.
You can watch Capital News live on our social media accounts, YouTube Capital TV and Facebook Capital Television Tanzania from Monday to Friday at 9:30 p.m. Don't forget to subscribe and